Look, never let them tell you you can't do it. Hard times, but you're gonna get through it. I promise you.
Hey guys, what's up? Happy Wednesday to you guys. I figured I would just come and just share some winning content with you guys. Yes, some winning content. So listen, I'm really excited because one of the things that we have been doing is really just diving into winning with Content Wednesdays. And so many of you have just said how these tips have been really assisting you in just creating your content. And so what I wanted to do today is kind of send you guys a little bit of a different video. And today's video is going to be really about the importance of owning your voice with content, right? And the reason why I wanted to share this is because I feel like now we're in an industry where things can be a little saturated, things can definitely be a little watered down, right? And so a lot of times individuals have that one question, and the question is, what do I need to do to stand out from the crowd but still make sure that I'm showing up as my authentic self? And what I say to those individuals, and what I'll say to you right now, if you also have that question, is you simply have to be authentically yourself. And so what does that mean though? Like, how do you really know if you're being authentic, right? Like, how do you truly know what that looks like, minus just, being true to yourself, minus having a great character? How do you truly know? So I am going to share all of that with you tonight, all right? So let's go ahead and let's dive in. So the first thing that you have to do to make sure that your authenticity actually shines through is you have to make sure, guys, that you are focused on quality and in 360 degrees worth of quality. And what I mean by 360 degrees of quality is you have to make sure that all components of your business, that it is quality driven, that the content definitely speaks from your heart, from what it is that you're trying to portray to your audience. But you have to make sure that you're doing that in a way that is showing up on all platforms that you're on. So here's an example. If you're a business owner, right? And if you're in a place where, you're on multiple social media platforms, for example, that is you showing up. And so you want to ask yourself, how am I showing up authentically in that space, right? And let me just tell you guys that most people are not showing up authentically across all of their social media, their email marketing, their websites. Like, there's often a disconnect. And so when you're thinking about your overall brand and your overall content message and it being really authentic to your brand, you have to make sure that it is consistent. Consistency breeds authenticity, right? So, and when I talk about this, I'm talking about from a perspective of perception. If I go to your Facebook and you're talking about how to live your best life now, right? If I go to your LinkedIn and you're talking about how to live your best life now, like all of those pieces, so on and so forth, they are like the glue that holds your brand together. So being authentic doesn't necessarily mean, oh, I'm being myself. Being authentic means that you're showing up, being consistent, right, with your brand message and your brand voice. And one of the hardest things to do is to do that and still have that connection with your audience and make sure that you're consistently doing that. And so that's something that I definitely deep dive in with my clients, right? So if you guys have been coaching with me, or if you are a part of my Business Recharge University, right? Like we really deep dive into that concept, right? But that is the basics of it. Now, the second thing that you want to do to make sure that you are truly showing up authentic is you want to make sure that you are creating significant relationships and collaborations in your industry. Now, let me tell you, a lot of people can reach out to you. A lot of people can say they want to connect with you. A lot of people can say they want to collab with you. But what happens after that collaboration? What happens after you guys link up, right? Like, what happens after you do the event together? How are you nurturing those relationships? Authenticity in your brand also should transition into your relationships. So if you're feeling like you don't have those types of relationships in your business or for your brand, etc., then you need to actually readjust, because authenticity it goes beyond what individuals see. It's the behind the scenes thing. When the doors are closed, when the event is over, how are you showing up from a relationship perspective in your business, right? And so just think about that. Like, even this past year, what are some things that you could have done better to nurture relationships, right? Like, what are some things that you could have done better to foster a little bit more meaningful relationships in your business for your brand, right? And let me tell you that sometimes you're going through a growth season, right? Sometimes you just have to learn some things and you got to tweak and adjust, and that is okay. But understand that as you do that, right, allow yourself to learn the lesson and move forward. Oftentimes people stay stuck in a season and they don't move forward. So regardless of what that looks like for you, definitely make sure that you learn the lesson, readjust, especially as we move into the new year, so that you can move forward, okay? And then the third thing that you want to do to make sure that you're winning with content and that you are authentic is you want to make sure that whatever way that you're communicating with individuals, and I think I'll preface this by saying, if you're listening to my voice, if you're on my email list, you should have email marketing. I don't care what business you have. If you're just trying to start your business, you should have email marketing, right? So with that being said, make sure that through your email marketing platform, make sure, guys, that you are super, super clear and super focused on your call to actions. I talked about this before. I actually talked about this on one of my Facebook Lives, but I'm going to talk about it right now because it is so, so important as you get ready to up-level your business. And so, you know, I have a lot of trainings. You can go to themackinstitute.com. I have MailChimp trainings, Aweber trainings, everything's there, right? To show you how to make sure that you are, being consistent and you can communicate effectively on those platforms. But my point is that if you have not, or you are not being consistent with your email communication, I want you to get back on it. Okay? Because let me tell you something. These algorithms on Instagram, on Facebook, etc., they are changing rapidly. They are changing rapidly. So what does that mean for you as a business owner? That means that you have to own your list. You have to own your clients, because if these social media platforms close, start charging, whatever happens, the algorithm changes even more, you're going to be in trouble. We've seen it happen to huge, huge brands. So email marketing is key, all right? It is key. So I hope, guys, that you have just been enjoying winning with Content Wednesdays. And I hope, more importantly, that you are integrating a lot of these tips into your business practices as well. So I wanted to just end the video this evening with this, right? I want you to challenge yourself to whatever it is that resonated with you in this video. Challenge yourself to make it an action item as we move into the next week. And I want you to do so in a major way. Write it in your journal. Put it somewhere that you can see it every single day, right? Because I promise you, if you are consistent and if you implement the tips that I definitely shared with you, not only will you win with your content, but you will win with your business. And what happens when you win with your business? You win with your coin, okay? So I hope that you guys have an absolutely amazing, amazing day. And I will talk to you guys on my next video, all right? Have a great day.
Look, never let them tell you you can't do it. Hard times, but you're gonna get through it.